always wear safety glasses, always, when working with these tools. So as you can see, this is how I'm doing it. Even with the Dremel, I'm taking my time, and I'm going over lightly and taking a small layer off at a time, because if I put a lot of pressure in it, first the machine is going to get heat up. Second is the plastic can melt also. So I don't want a plastic to melt, and I want to cut the plastic. So I'm just taking my time and going over slowly. So this way, everything gets done properly, and I don't burn the plastic or heat up or melt the plastic. So here I'm gonna make another line. So if you notice, I actually made a line above this line here, just so I can have a little bit extra material there in case if I need to have a little extra. Plus I can always sand it down to the line. So this way, it should come out to be exact size that I need. See, now this is really hot. The armature here is really hot, the motor, so I'm just going to let it sit for a bit and cool it off, because I don't want this to burn on me. And next thing I know that I don't have a Dremel left anymore, and I can't do this cutting. So it'll be very hard to score it and then snap it, like I'm afraid that I might shatter the plastic. So I'm not taking that route. So there you go, guys. This is how I'm going to be cutting the plastic, and I'm going to come down on an angle on the side here. Then I'll take these back off and sand right to the size that I need, and I'll take it on the car and measure it and see it, and hopefully it'll be fine, because I have put a little extra material on it. So if I need to do any trimming on the car, I can do the little bit trimming on the car and make this fit as snugly as possible, and then just glue it around and just let it sit to cure. I'm also going to make these side walls. These are the side wall templates. So once I'm done with this, I'll make those, and you know, I'll just put them together. You know, I'll tape them first. I'll do two ways. I'll put on the top of the edges and then tape them and see how that fit. But if there's a little bit gap or space, then what I'll do, I'll put them on the side edges, you know, right butt against the side edges, so they'll come out a little bit and go down, and then I'll see how the fitting is. So between the two measurements, it should be, you know, nicely done on the bumper. And once I get the sides, then I'm going to make a couple of ribs that are going to go across, you know, from one end to the other end, from a bottom rib and a top rib, or a spar, you want to say it, if that's, you know, if you're an aviation geek. So yeah, I'll put those two to keep this nice and flat and straight. The glue I will be using is a epoxy glue. So it's a two-part epoxy, and everybody knows how that works. So yeah, that's the glue I'm going to be using it. I might even use a cyanoacrylic, the CA glue, you know, like let me see how it is, and either I'll use the epoxy or cyanide glue, or combination of both. We'll see when it comes to that stage. Alright guys, I'm just going to continue cutting it, and once it's done, then I will, you know, update you.